I'm too lazy to pull out my CDs, but I used to watch these like CDs with cartoons in it growing up. Like they were like a compilation basically of some sorts. And one of my CDs contained this cartoon. I would always watch it a lot. It was the new Three Stooges. Now, that name might not sound familiar to some of you who probably didn't grow up watching that cartoon. This cartoon came out in like I wish it would say. Hold on. It released in 1965. Wow. And yes, there are other Three Stooges cartoons, and one day we will talk about those. But today is not that day. This particular Three Stooges cartoon is interesting because there's a lawsuit involved with this one, and that already sounds crazy. But we will get into that later. Let's get into the cartoon's production and the lawsuit, and I think that's it. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. 41 live-action sequences were executively overseen by cartoonist Norman Maurer, son-in-law of Moe Howard, serving as their film agent during this period. Additionally, Edward Burns, who directed the team at Columbia Pictures from 1945 to 1952, predominantly during the Shemp era, was enlisted to both the script and direct the series. Emil Sitka, a familiar figure from numerous Stooge comedies, was slated to feature in these wraparound segments, assuming the role of a straight man to the Stooges. Under the auspice of Cambria Studios, 156 Stooge shorts cartoons were produced, under the supervision of Lee Orgel. Notably, 4 cartoons were meticulously crafted to thematically align with each of the 40 live-action Stooge opening and closing sequences. Coincidentally, a single live-action segment could seamlessly transition as a wraparound for 4 distinct cartoons. However, this format posed a challenge for viewers, as articulated by Joe Dorita. There were 156 cartoons, and we made only 40 live-action segments. So after they ran the whole 40, they just started over by using these same introductions on new cartoons. This turned out to be misleading because viewers would say, "Oh, I've seen this before," and they turn off the television. They didn't know it was a new cartoon. The majority of the cartoons culminated with the trio fleeing into the horizon following inadvertent chaos at their various employments and ensuing predicaments. Remarkably, these cartoons diverged from Cambria's customary employment of synchrovox, a patented technique that involved filling footage of voice actors' mouths over still frames. The inaugural cartoon, That Little Old Bomb Maker, featured a distinctive live-action wraparound that remained exclusive to that particular cartoon. A number of the cartoons feature recurring characters such as Batman, a juvenile antagonist sporting a Batman-esque attire, who is paradoxically a benevolent five-year-old boy. Be weird. Another recurring character was the Western outlaw named Get Out of Town by Sundown Brown. What? Anyways, to preclude potential licensing entanglements, Cambria abstained from employing any of the Stooges' theme songs, including Three Blind Mice or Listen to the Mockingbird, despite their lapse into the public domain. Similarly, the on-screen titling employed a numeral 3 to circumvent potential infringement on any trademark held by Columbia Pictures regarding the name of the Three Stooges. The new Three Stooges represented a subsequent endeavor at animating the trio. In the late 1950s, Norman Maurer sought to market Stooge Time, a hybrid live-action rotoscope animation half-hour series for television. In 1960, Moore and the Stooges filmed the pilot for the Three Stooges Scrapbook, a half-hour series incorporating a 5-minute Stooge cartoon. The Stooges later revisited animation form for Hanna-Barbera, contributing to 2 episodes in the new Scooby-Doo movies and the series The Robotic Stooges, a latter developed posthumously. Basically, it was made after the following demise. Like, this was like before Moe and Larry died, so it was released like following their demise. I can't really read this word, I'm really sorry. Bet that lawsuit thing intrigued you. Intrigued me too. So let's find out about it. The series posed significant financial challenges for the Stooges. Per the term of their contract, Cambria Studios' distributor was obligated to furnish quarterly financial statements to the trio, ensuring transparency regarding the show's earnings. However, Norman Maurer recalled receiving only 1 or 2 statements throughout a span of 5 years, precipitating legal action. In the ensuing lawsuit, the presiding judge, lacking substantial familiarity with the intricacies of the film and television industry, ruled in favor of Cambria. Undeterred, the Stooges pursued an appeal in 1975, ultimately securing a favorable verdict. Nonetheless, this legal triumph failed to rectify the distributor's persistent failure to furnish requisite profit statements to Normandy Productions. By the time the litigation concluded, both Moe and Larry had sadly passed away. Man, that was Not what I expected, but still crazy. The new Three Stooges was well received upon initial airings, despite the use of limited animation. However, the Stooges were visibly aging during this time. Moe was 68 and Larry was 63. So the team's patented slapstick routines were subdued in the live-action segments. Orville later stated that the Stooges' penchant for violence was kept to a minimum due to the concerns of parental groups. In addition, Larry's motor skills had become somewhat sluggish, resulting in occasional slurred dialogue. To compensate, most of the comedy being divided between Moe and Curly Joe, with Larry only chiming in when necessary. In retrospect, this altered comedy dynamic was a throwback to the Stooges' prime years in the 1930s when Curly Howard dominated the team's films and Larry was relegated to an occasional line of dialogue. The new Three Stooges lasted for a single season, although animated portions of the show were last aired in syndication on WGN-TV in the Chicago area in the early 1980s and 1990s, were packaged, redubbed, and distributed by the DIC Animation City and Jeffrey Scott Productions. It is occasionally seen on MeTV. It also aired in Japan on TV Tokyo. The new Three Stooges became the only regularly scheduled television series in the Stooges' history. Unlike other short films that aired on TV, like Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Popeye the Sailor, the Stooges short films never had a regularly scheduled national television program to air in, neither on network nor syndicated. The film shorts, at roughly 20 minutes apiece, were of ideal size to be run as a standalone television series in and of themselves. When Columbia/Screen Gems, licensed the film library to television beginning in 1958, local stations aired the shorts when they saw fit, either as a late-night filler or marathon sessions. And that's all I can say. There are other things to talk about if I wanted to. An example being that Laurel and Hardy and Abbott and Costello had cartoons on Hanna-Barbera. The Three Stooges had, I think, they had a pilot called the Three Stooges Scrapbook, and they had a cartoon called the Robotic Stooges, and we're also in 2 episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies. If you guys want me to talk about those, I will, because otherwise there's not much else I can say about this show, Maybe I will talk about this pilot that happened but didn't really lead into anything. I don't know. I don't know about the Abbott and Costello and Laurel and Hardy cartoons. I don't really know anything about Laurel and Hardy, but Abbott and Costello I do kind of know about because they did there was this cartoon where they have these 2 cats, and I was reading comments on a YouTube video about it, and someone was like, "Oh, it's Abbott and Costello as cats," and I'm like, "Oh, is that what that was?" Because when I was a kid, I was like, "Okay." I didn't care. I just cared about the cat yelling, "Help! Help! Batman! Batman! Help! Save me!"
Help! Batman! Here I go again! Catch me! Help! Hey, I'm too young to die! Help! Save me! Help!
But that's gonna do it for this video. Next video is Josie and the Pussycats. We finally be talking about them. Pretty good. And then after the Partridge Family in Space and Wonder Bug, and then Oliver and the Artful Dodger. Ooh, Oliver and the Artful Dodger. What's that all about? Ooh. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. We're up to 360 subscribers. Let's pray we get to 400 so I can do that Q&A. And also more videos. The more subscribers I get, the more I can make videos. I'm almost running out of things to talk about though, so I better be careful with what the videos I'm making. I don't want to run out so quickly. Don't forget to keep recommending me shows to watch, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Don't forget to recommend cartoons for me to review that I never heard of, like Hanna-Barbera cartoons that I've never heard of. Don't forget to do that. Bye.